Autobots, roll out!
Hello and welcome to That's Just Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Robots in Disguise 2015 Mega Optimus Prime, and I love this toy. Released in July of 2015, this guy is brand new and he's starting to hit stores right now as of the time of this recording, and he's retailing for approximately $30. Now you can see Optimus here in his truck mode, but he does come packaged in robot mode. So we'll take a quick look at the packaging. And here's the package right here. It's just your basic open window package. You can, and in the store, you can just kind of reach in there and feel him out and kind of see what he looks like. So he does come packaged in his robot mode. You can see he's got 3 steps. And I'm going to get to this because there's something weird about that. But you've got your white background with your Transformers logo. And you've got it's a big box. It's a pretty big size vehicle in robot as well. There's your logo up there if you want to scan that. Looking around the side, you got a cool drawing of or animation right there of Optimus. Same thing on the other side, and then on the back side you've got product pictures rather. You've got Optimus in his robot mode, his truck mode. It shows you a feature where you can link him up with some of the mini-cons, which we're going to be taking a look at later, and a lot of tiny types. So that pretty much does it for the packaging. And here again is Optimus in his truck mode, and I think he looks pretty cool. Now this guy is an upsize. It's a larger version and a bit of a retool of an Optimus that we got earlier that I have already reviewed. It's this guy right here. Now, here's the funny part is when this guy came out, he was announced, or the package actually said that this was a 1-step. But this guy says it's 3 steps, and they're really the same thing. This is really just a larger version of this toy right here. It's the exact same transformation. So how they went from 1-step to 3-step, I'm really not sure. But we'll take a look at that in a minute. So Optimus here, you can see has, like I said, he's an upsize and he's a bit of a retool. So they've changed the hood around. They've got some more angles here on the hood. He's got a new paint job as well. He's got the white detailing on the front of the truck here. He's got a mostly black back part of the truck here instead of the blue. He still has a little bit of blue, but for the most part, he's going to be the red and black Optimus, kind of like your Optimus there towards the end of Cybertron, where he was mostly red and black instead of the red and blue. This guy's kind of doing a little bit of that. If you look at the top here, you can see there's going to be a lot of white detail on the legs and on the arms as well. The shoulders have been reworked. And there's a lot of very cool detail here. Here in truck mode, Optimus is approximately 12.5 inches long. He's about 4.5 inches tall. So he is pretty big. He rolls okay. Again, no detail on the wheels here. Again, in the show, the wheels are black, but they do have a blue ring. They would have been nice to added that in there, if they would have added that in there. He's got some exhaust pipes here on the side. Those are also black. I'm kind of tempted to paint those silver myself. But apart from that, the rest of the detailing looks pretty good, I think, on the truck here. Now, we talked about the Minicon, so he does have some Minicon ports all over. The package says that you can hold up to he can hold up to 10 Minicons at the same time. So you've got 3 Minicon ports right up here at the top. Now, these are not your classic Minicon ports. These are a brand new kind of port. These are more like a tab rather than the Minicon port that we're used to. But we got 6 of those up top. You got 1 on the side here, 1 on the side there. So that makes for 8 here in truck mode. I'm not really sure where you would put the other ones, the other 2. But anyway, you can bring some of the Minicons in, and I've got the 2 Autobot Minicons that we got so far. I think it's Jetstorm and Slipstream, I think. I don't know which one's which. So anyway, so I've got these guys on hand here, and you can see on the back of them, they got these little slots on the back right there, so you can just tab them pretty much anywhere you want. Now, here in truck mode, these 4 actually tabs are a little close to. Oh, there you go. There's a couple more tabs there. I don't think that would work though in truck mode. That's really not going to work. But anyway, it's not like there's 10 Minicons right now that on the market that you can get, unless you want to get all the Decepticons. And even at that, I think it still comes up to like maybe 6 Minicons. But there you go. So you can do that. You can plug them up there. You can plug them here on the. You can do it on the side as well. It's more like a carry mode, I suppose, here in truck mode. It's going to work better in robot mode, I guess. And we do this so we can see them better, so that the paint kind of separates the Minicon from the truck. And I'm not finding that slot. There you go. So that looks a little better. That way you can kind of see them better. there on the side, and they hold pretty good. They're just tapped in there, so they hold pretty good. Of course, when I do that in front of the camera, they're going to fall because that's just a rule of shooting videos. But there you go. He's just not going to hold. He's going to make me look bad. So, away with you. You're doing good. So, let's get into a quick comparison right here, and then we'll get into the transformation. So, as I mentioned earlier, this guy is a retool and resize of this guy right here. So, you can see all the differences that they made. You can see the size difference right there. Before we had, this guy was about Voyager size. This new guy here is about leader class. And you can see it's quite a bit of difference. The whole entire vehicle here is about the size of the trailer for the new one. And they've added the new angles here on the top for the trailer. You can see over here on the what's going to become the arms. You got a lot of new angles coming out now. So these panels are, these white panels here, these are actually remoted. You can see those are not there for the original release. Same thing on the feet right here. There's going to be a lot of mold differences in the feet. So they have actually done quite a bit of retooling. And if you look at the front of the truck cabs right here, you can see the hoods are completely different. The grills are completely different. The new one is more angled. The bumper is more angled. So this whole front piece is all new. So there you go. A couple differences right there. So real quick, also, here he is next to the TAV Optimus Prime that we recently looked at, and these guys are pretty enormous. I'm going to have a hard time getting them both in here, but they're about the same length and the same width. This new 3-step that we've got right here is a little taller because of these angles that he's got on the back here, but there you go. Now, if you want a really, really nice show accurate one, this is the guy to go with right here. But this is not about him. He's already had his review. It's time for the Mega Optimus Prime to have his moment in the spotlight. So let's get into transformation. Again, transformation is going to be just like the this guy was right here. I don't even remember what he was called, but the 1-step, I guess. So it's going to be pretty much the same with one small difference. This time around, the arms are tabbed in. So these arms, when you transform them into robot mode, the arms are going to stay a little loose, and or when you transform them into truck mode, rather. So you'll notice that the back of the truck kind of splays out like that when you first transform him. And what you have to do is you have to push down right here, and these guys are actually going to tab in, and now you see that the back of the truck is straight. So when you go to transform him in the robot mode, you're going to want to just kind of pull on these guys and get them untabbed. Apart from that, the transformation is going to be the same, where we're going to grab the front of the cab right here. We're going to pull down on it and separate it from the truck. Go ahead and rotate the hood here and rotate it up and into the windshield. Rotate this whole thing around, and as you do, you're going to see that the legs extend, and then when you come up here, you're going to push this entire cab through and open up the arms like so. And this guy's going to tab in. It's kind of hard to show, but there's a tab there, there's a slot there. So those guys are going to slot together right there. Tab that into place, push down on the hood to reveal the face, and stand them up, and that's pretty much it. There is Mega Optimus Prime in robot mode, and this guy is not going to fit in camera. He is humongous, and I love him. Here in robot mode, Optimus is approximately 10.5 inches tall at the top of the head. 11 if you want to go to this little panel right here where that was covering up his head. He is pretty much, again, the same as the one that we had before, except that this time he's obviously bigger. They've done a little bit of retooling, and they have added some articulation, which is really, really cool. So let's get into that. I'm going to bring him in close so we can take a look at his face real quick, because I love the head sculpt. And check that out. Very cool looking Optimus Prime head right there. Sadly, we can't turn it. That's unfortunate. There's no head articulation on this one. But very cool head. Hopefully we're getting it all in there. This guy is humongous, and he's very difficult to get him all in frame. Now, as far as articulation goes, just like before, we had a rotation here at the shoulder so we can go all the way around. But now they've also added an in and out right there at the shoulder, so you've got that ratchet that's quite loud. We have a rotation right at the elbow. We've also got a 90-degree bend at the elbow, and we also have a rotation at the fist, which is very, very cool. Other than that, nothing else. He's pretty much the same as he was before, so nothing at the waist, nothing at the legs, and nothing at the head, like I mentioned before. But we've got some arm articulation here, which is cool because it helps to pose him, and it helps to differentiate him a little bit from the one we got before. Speaking of the one we got before, just for comparison, here he is real quick with him. We'll put his arm down just a little bit so we can see them together. And you can see all the differences here, all the new added detail. The shoulders have like these new pauldrons and these new angles. Very cool. Kind of reminds me of the Great Messenger. The way that looks right there, which I really love. One of my favorite robots when I was a kid. And you've got all this white detail here on the arms now. You can see he's mostly, everywhere he's supposed to be blue, he's black now, which I'm not super crazy about. I can live with it. I've, as with some of the previous versions of Prime that we've had before, it's okay. The red and black, it's okay. But I always prefer the red and blue. But again, I kind of already have this in a red and blue version, so I don't mind getting this bigger one with the red and the black. It actually works really well. I kind of like it. It feels kind of like a super powered up version of this guy right here. So it's kind of cool the way it works out, and I kind of like having both. So, and you can see all the new detail here on the legs. The feet are different, also remolded. They added like some little paneling here or whatever. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but they have done a lot of new detail work with this guy. We'll bring the mini cons in one more time. You can see these little tabs that we were looking at earlier in the truck mode. We'll plug those guys in there, see if they want to hold. This guy, for some reason, I'm starting to notice that this, I don't know which one this one is, the black one is, but he's a little loose. He likes to fall off anytime I plug him anywhere. But there we go. I'll plug both of them into this arm right there, so you can kind of see what that looks like. So there you go. If you got some mini cons, you can plug them into Prime, and you can like help power him up, or he can carry them around or whatever. So there you go. There's Prime with the mini cons, and we'll get this guy. See that? I had to actually kind of give this guy quite a pull, where this guy just kind of fell right out. So I don't know what that's about. Alrighty. So one more time. Let's see what we got. We've had. We've already seen him with this guy, so there he is one more time, just real quick. And then for comparison, this one's going to be a little difficult to do, but here he is next to the TAV Prime that we reviewed earlier, and these guys are huge. Let's see if we can back up far enough and get them both in the shot. TAV Optimus Prime is just a little bit bigger than the new Mega, but still, this new Mega is pretty big. He's about liter size, and he looks great. So there you go. Again, if you want to go with a cartoon accurate version, you want to go with the TAV. This guy's more for more like a little kids play with. Very fun toy for kids, and even for those for me, I'm having a lot of fun with this guy. I've really enjoyed this guy a lot, and his smaller counterpart as well. But there you go. This is what these guys look like together. And here's one last look at Prime by himself. Now, real quick, as far as detail goes, over here on the back, not a whole lot of backpack and kibble hanging out, except for the truck wheels, which, again, was common. We saw that with the earlier version. However, they've added something here, and I'm not really sure what the purpose of this is. All of these wheel panels have hinges, and they can all be, actually, the way he comes packaged with these guys folded out like that. Now, I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is, because when you turn them around, it kind of makes them look like a mess. You see, now you've got all these wheels just kind of stuck out there. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but I think these hinges would have been better served if they would have folded, and they actually tab into place. Like when you pull them out, you can hear them clicking into place, and they're actually locked in place. Well, the bottom ones are anyway. And then when you bring them back in for truck mode, you have to tab them in. You can see there's a little tab and slot right there. So I don't know if this is intentional or not, if it's supposed to look that way. I'm not really sure, but again, I think these would have been better served if they would have hinged inwards and become more of a backpack, so that when you stood them sideways, these wheels wouldn't have been seen, they would have been folded in. I think it would have been better served that way. I don't really know what the purpose of those are, but they're there, so I figured I'd go ahead and show that to you anyway. But there he is, one last look at our Transformers Robots in Disguise 2015 Mega Optimus Prime. I think he looks cool. Again, this guy is not going to be for everybody. It's more of a little kid's toy. It's a very simple transformation, 3 steps. He's got a little bit added articulation. He can hold some weapons. Here's some of the weapons from TAV Optimus Prime. I just happen to have them in hand. They're going to look small on him, but he can hold weapons. In fact, let's do this. Why don't we give him an axe? Let's see what he looks like with the axe, just for our outgoing shot. There you go. So you can put some weapons on him. He is compatible with weapons. So, he's got a lot of playability. He's a very fun figure, but I know he's not going to be for everybody. So I think that about does it for Transformers Robots in Disguise 2015 Mega Optimus Prime. What did you think of this figure, and what would you like to see me review next? Let me know by leaving me a comment. Give me some thumbs up, subscribe and share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time on That's Just Prime.